Hey guys, I'm Elleb. I'm from the YouTube channel EllebMagic, where I try to explain card tricks and flourishes in German. Today we got a little collaboration between me and Tricks, where I do the performance here on his channel and he does the tutorial afterwards. And on my channel these roles are switched, so he does the performance and I do the tutorial of it. But it has to be noted that the video on my channel and my whole channel are German only, but I try to include subtitles to the video. But now the performance of the trick. Khan did a very visual trick on my channel, but the spectator couldn't do much besides watching it. So I'll try to do a trick where the spectator really can feel and handle the cards. So first of all, I cut a little packet from the top of the deck and ask the first spectator to approximately match the amount of cards that I cut from the deck. But he can only do it with one try. So for example, the first spectator cuts this many cards. And just by looking at this deck, I would say that these are a little bit more than these. So I go, for example, to the second spectator or give the first spectator another try. And for example, he or she cut this many cards. Now I would say these approximately match, but here are still a little more cards than here in the original packet. So I would give the one spectator another try or go to the third spectator and he would approximately cut this many cards. And here you can see they match, they're about to match. But if you do tricks like these often enough with many spectators, then you have influences all over the place. And sometimes there can be really miracles when many spectators are involved. And this was my trick, and now Khan will explain it.
So here is the explanation for this great effect performed by Elleb. If you haven't checked out his channel, go ahead and do so right now. Amazing channel in German, especially for my German viewers. Also, I performed the trick on his channel in German, which is going to be a great experience for those who know my English videos. That's been said, let's get started. So this trick needs a little setup, okay? It is a different approach to the cutting to the aces sequence, okay? And I really like that approach. It's not like, watch, I'm going to cut to the aces. It's something where you start by kind of giving the spectator a challenge, estimating the cards you cut, so they do the same thing, so do as I do effect, but then it has a kick ending when you show them that they cut to the four aces, right? The setup, very simple. Two aces on top, another two aces on the bottom, you're ready to go. You can start off by giving the pack some shuffle sequence, okay? You just have to keep the top two cards and the bottom two cards in place, like so, right? Once you're here, you will start. As you're talking, you are gonna lift up around a quarter of the pack, okay? Which is gonna be the pack you will cut on the table, okay? And as you do so, you'll slip cut the top card right beneath and recatch a break, okay? So what I'm doing here is around a quarter of the cards, okay? It does not have to be a quarter, maybe like 10 to 11 cards, right? Lift them up, and as you lift them up, with your thumb just apply a little bit of pressure on the topmost card, which is one of the aces, and strip out all the cards like so, meaning one ace is now on top, the other one is here. Just put your pinky here, and the rest of the cards back on top. As you're talking this, you're just gonna do this, and it will sound like if you have really eye contact, it will just look like you're cutting the pack, just a shuffling sequence, right? But now you're in this position where two aces are on the bottom, one ace on top, and one ace underneath the break. From here on, you will say, I'm just gonna cut a few cards from the top, okay? And what you're doing is basically just lifting up at the break and set it on the table. Now you just ask the spectator to cut as many cards as you did, okay? But without counting. So they should just reach in, they have one try, they lift up and put it on the table. Now you have your two aces, but they do not know it, okay? And you're just gonna put your attention on the amount of cards, and you're gonna say, yeah, it looks like some more cards than mine. So let's try this again. Notice, when you square up the pack or do something, do not reveal the aces here. I'm pretty sure they won't catch that this is an ace and that it does not, they will not know that it plays a big role. However, just try to do it without flashing. Now, as you're talking to the spectator that it did not work, there are like too many cards or too less cards, you are just gonna control the bottommost ace to the top. The way you're gonna do this is very simple. You are gonna apply a little bit of pressure again on the bottommost card and with your thumb on top of the pad. So you will be able to take all the cards between the bottom and the top card and strip them out, just like so. Now, with these cards, you're just gonna overhand shuffle them on top of the pack. And when you reach to the bottom few cards, you are gonna do it like single cards. So the ace as a single card gets shuffled on top. And this is gonna be done as you're talking to the spectator. At this point, you ask the spectator to do the same thing again, cut the same amount of cards as you did, give them a little glimpse. They do it. You say, yeah, it looks like it, but I believe there are like a few cards too much. Let's try this again. As you're talking again, you have to control the bottommost ace back to the top. This time it is much easier, as you just have to overhand shuffle the pack regularly. Okay, notice the ace is here, and when you reach to the bottommost cards, go one by one. The ace is on the bottom. Ask them to cut again. Okay, these cards are now irrelevant. You just put them on your side like so, so not in the order of these cards, okay, in a different fashion, or just put them inside the card case, okay, and say, yeah, still not the best, or yeah, this time it's right, or anything like that. It's really about your presentation. You can also copy the presentation of Elleb. But then you say, you're not that good at estimating, or something like that. However, I believe you're good in something else. And reveal the aces. Okay? The presentation of yours can be anything of that sort. I really like the approach to this cutting to the aces sequence, where at the beginning your goal is not to cut to the aces. It's just a challenge where you ask the spectator to estimate the cards you cut on the table, and they should repeat that sequence. But at the end, the cutting to the aces sequence turns into a kicker ending, which I really love about this effect. And in my opinion, a great idea, which I did not know before. That being said, that's the explanation of the trick again. A big shout out to Elleb for performing on the channel. Great guy. Check out his channel. That's it. I see you next time.